here.
Yeah, one is here.
Oh, me.
She's here. And this is after those. Do you want to see the bottom of it?
Yep.
Okay, and then if Michael Duval shows up, then Pat will bring the plaque. No, I don't.
He sent me a picture today.
And then this is, I thought she was gone. To be honest with you, I don't know. Just call her.
Yeah. Thank you.
I have to
I'm ready. I haven't seen it.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Lose a little weight.
don't ever go there.
I'll be looking for it now.
That's what she said.
He's sitting by himself. Is he the one sitting there?
Get any.
Oh, we're double bad. You can't remember if you asked your question. I can remember if you did. You can remember an answer anyway.
Okay, we got it right back here. All right, here we go.
And then I got
It is 7 o'clock, and we do have a quorum. We'll call the Louisville City Council meeting to order. First items on the agenda tonight was we'll have the invocation by Mayor Pro Tem Durham, and then we are going to have the pledge of both American and Texas flags. We're honored to have with us tonight Cub Scout Pack 233 and Den 9 and Girl Scout Troop 3507. So if you would, please stand.
Join me in a moment of silence. Thank you.
Okay, would y'all like to come forward, please?
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible.
Let's give these young people a round of applause. We are so very proud of all of you. Thank you very much. You know, we started this year, we started earlier, actually this school year. We started trying to recognize some of our exceptional students we have here in Louisville. And I think it's incumbent for us as leaders of the community and as adults of the community to recognize the fine young people that we have in our schools here in Louisville. And so this time we're going to do another recognition. And I'm going to ask a couple of people to come up and help me with this recognition. I'm going to ask Amy Fox and Ben Chin if you'll both come up with me. And Amy, thank you so much for all the work you do. Congratulations. Thank you so much for the work you do. And Amy, I'm going to let you tell us a little bit about why we're recognizing these young people.
These are members of the Louisville High School's academic decathlon team. It's a 9-person team that has 3 players per category. honors, scholastic, and varsity, and it's based on GPA. Each student studies subjects ranging from art to calculus, everything in between. So they wind up having a solid basis in many subjects that they may or may not get to take throughout their high school experience, depending on what credits are required. Each person studies truly the basics of each. So they learn music theory, art theory, the theories of economics, all of those, and then they do specific learning depending on that year's theme. This year's theme was the Great Depression. So these students all studied the historical significance and the geology involved in what formed and brought about the Great Depression.
That's wonderful. Yeah, like I say, you know, it's amazing how sometimes all we dwell on in our community is some of the negatives of the young people. And sometimes it's so easy for us to forget the many positive things that they do in our community. They are our future. They will be our leaders. And it's incumbent upon us to bring them forward and recognize them. So at this time, I would like to ask, and what I'll do is ask each one of you to come up one at a time, and we'll give you your award, and then we'll get a photo with us one at a time, and then if you will, still stay up here, move over to the side, stay up here, and after we do every one, we'll get a group photo for everyone, okay? So we could have Matt Bravo first, please. Let's give Matt a round of applause. Congratulations. Thank you very much. It's a
pleasure to meet you.
Stand right here. That's all right, Matt. He's a big winner. I was going to say, you're the winner. You tell them where you want to stand.
No.
You're the winner.
I'm right here.
Matt's parents are Benjamin and Helen Bravo. And if you're here tonight, please stand. We'd like to recognize you. Congratulations. I know you're proud just like we are. Benjamin, Louisville hereby recognizes and honors Benjamin's dad. Well, I'm recognizing your dad.
I'm Benjamin too, so you confused me.
That's right. Louisville hereby recognizes and honors Matthew Bravo for outstanding achievements as a Louisville Independent School District student in the following event and activity: Academic Decathlon Varsity Team, issued on this 21st of March, 2011, Dean Euchert, Mayor of City of Louisville. Thank you. Thank you. Next, if we could have Casey Fike and Casey's parents. Congratulations, Casey.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. And Casey's parents are Ken and Peggy Fike. If you're here tonight, please stand. We'd like to recognize you and give you a round of applause. Yeah, thumbs up to Dad. He's proud. He should be. Casey, City of Louisville hereby recognizes and honors Casey Fike for outstanding achievements as a Louisville Independent School District student in the following event and activity: Academic Decathlon Scholastic Team, issued on this 21st day of March, 2011, Dean Euchert, Mayor of the City of Louisville. Congratulations. So she just said these are two seniors, so now we got a returning varsity group coming next year, so I'm sure they'll be included. Right? They better. No pressure here. Katie Hager. Let's give Katie a round. And Katie, is Ron and Connie Amish here tonight? If you are, stand and be recognized, please. Catherine, City of Louisville. Oh, Trustee Casey.
No.
Oh, okay. City of Louisville hereby recognizes and honors Catherine Hager as outstanding achievements as a Louisville Independent School District student in the following event and activity: Academic Decathlon Honors Team, issued on this March 21st, 2011, by Mayor Dean Euchert. Congratulations.
Thank you. All right. You're good. You can run.
Next one is Courtney Parsons. Congratulations, Courtney. Thank you so much for all you do. And Dave and Lori Gallagher, you here tonight? Let's give them a round of applause. You think they're a little bit proud?
A little.
I bet they are, just a little. Courtney, the City of Louisville hereby recognizes and honors Courtney Parsons for outstanding achievements as a Louisville Independent School District student in the following event and activity: academic decathlon varsity team, issued on this 21st of March, 2011. Dean Euchert, Mayor of the City of Louisville. Congratulations and thank you so much. Tricia Matthews. Thank you, ma'am, for all that you do. And Tricia is the daughter of Chaco and Molly Matthews. Are you here tonight? He looks a little proud. City of Louisville hereby recognizes and honors Tricia Matthews for outstanding achievements as a Louisville Independent School District student in the following event and activity: academic decathlon honors team, issued on the 21st of March, 2011. I, Dean Euchert, Mayor of Louisville. Congratulations. Rachel Hurd. Congratulations, Rachel.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for all that you do.
Okay, thank you.
And Rachel is the daughter of Judy Hurd. Ms. Hurd? Thank you so much. Louisville hereby recognizes and honors Rachel Hurd for outstanding achievements as a Louisville Independent School District student in the following event and activity: academic decathlon honors team, issued on the 21st day of March, 2011. I, Dean Euchert, Mayor of the City.
Okay, thank you.
All right. If you all come over here, but before we get our last picture, I want to read a couple of names that also won the awards but could not be here tonight because of conflicts. And we want to recognize Nita Renee Metcalf. Same thing for outstanding achievements in academic decathlon scholastic team. We want to recognize, and her parents are Paul and Karina Metcalf. And then we want to recognize Kyle Vincent Rivera. His parents are James and Lori Schramm, and he is being recognized for outstanding achievement as an academic decathlon scholastic team. And then also we wanted to recognize Michael Kilty, and his parents are Mark and Christina Kilty, and he is being awarded for Louisville for outstanding achievements as academic decathlon varsity team. So we want to be sure and thank them also and congratulate them. Let's give him one more round of applause. And I also want to give the parents an additional thank you. I know you're very proud of these young people, but I'll tell you what, it means the world to them for you to be here with them tonight, and they're very proud of you. So thank you for your accomplishments, too. Okay. You know, we have several boards and commissions here in the city of Louisville that help us as city council do our job. It helps staff do their job. because what we do is get citizen input from the community to try to help us make decisions for what we think is the best interest of all the citizens of Louisville. And tonight we want to recognize a special individual that has given a lot of years and talent for service for the city of Louisville. So if I could have Katie Morris come forward, please. Katie, I want to thank you so much for your work with the park board. You've done such a good job. We appreciate all the time, effort, and wisdom that you shared with us over the years. We appreciate it. It makes our job a lot easier. Thank you very much. And with that, I want to present you with this certificate. City of Louisville, this certifies that Katie Morris has served as a member of the park board from February 2008 to January 2011 as an acknowledgement of your interest in effective city government and in appreciation of your service to the city of Louisville. This certificate of merit is hereby awarded. In witness hereof, we have here to affix our signature and seal at the Louisville, Texas, this 21st day of March 2011. I, Dean Euchre, Mayor of Louisville, do hereby affix. Okay, next item on the agenda is the public hearing. Item number 1, public hearing consideration of an ordinance adopting camp standards of care in compliance with Texas Administrative Code 745.115.3 municipal for recreational camp programs. In the state of Texas, no person may operate a child care facility or a child placing agency without a license issued by the Department of Family and Protective Services or a certificate to operate under accreditation issued by the Department of Family and Protective Services. The Parks and Leisure Services Camp Program meets all of the criteria for the Municipal Recreation Program exemption with the Department of Family and Protective Services with the proposed standards of care and council adoption of the proposed ordinance. Recommendation of staff is that the council conduct the required public hearing and approve the ordinance as set forth in the caption above. Do not have any cards filled out for this. Entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
Move to close the public hearing.
Second.
Have a motion to close the public hearing by Councilman Watts, a second by Councilman Grena. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Councilman Watts?
Move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion by Councilman Watts to approve, a second by Councilman Grena.
This is an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Louisville, Texas, amending Chapter 10, Parks and Leisure Services of the Louisville City Code by creating Article 7, Standards of Care for Youth Recreation Programs, providing for a repealer, providing for severability, providing an effective date, and declaring an emergency.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next item is the Visitor Citizen Forum. At this time, any person with business before the council not scheduled on the agenda may speak to the council. No formal action can be taken on these items at this meeting, and I do not have any cards filled out to speak. Next item is the consent agenda. All the following items on the consent agenda are considered to be self-explanatory by the council and will be enacted with one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a council member or citizen so requests. For a citizen to request removal of an item, a speaker card must be filled out and submitted to the city secretary. I did not have any cards filled out to remove any items, and I did not have a council person request. Councilman Grena?
Move to approve the consent agenda.
We have a motion by Councilman Grena to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
A second by Councilman Thornhill. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next item is number 9, consider and take action on an ordinance providing for the award and authorization authorizing the issuance and sale of City of Louisville, Texas general obligation refunding bonds, Series 2011, leveling a tax and payment thereof, authorizing the execution and delivery of a paying agent registrar agreement and an escrow agreement, calling certain bonds for redemption, approving the official statement, and enacting other provisions related thereto. The issuance of approximately $1,625,000 of City of Louisville, Texas general obligation refunding bonds, Series 2011, will provide funds for refunding the city's Series 2002 general obligation bonds and costs associated with the issuance of the bonds. Recommendation is that council approve the ordinance providing for the award and authorizing the issuance and sale of the City of Louisville, Texas general obligation refunding bonds, Series 2011, levying a tax and payment thereof, authorizing the execution and delivery of a paying agent registrar agreement and an escrow agreement, calling certain bonds for redemption, approving the official statement, and enacting other provisions relating thereto. We do have a speaker here. Jason Hughes.
Good evening.
Right there. Jason, if you'd just give your name and address for the record, please, sir.
Sure. Jason Hughes, First Southwest, 325 North St. Paul, Dallas. Mayor and Council, I handed out a presentation. I will just briefly go through and kind of highlight for a summary of the bond sales that occurred today. And actually, if you'll turn behind tab A, I'll be talking from the 2 pages there. As I said, we did have 2 bond sales, and actually, Mayor, if it's okay, I'll be happy to go through the water and sewer one as well at the same time.
That'd be great.
Okay. The first one was $1,605,000 of general obligation refunding bonds. That's actually a little bit less than what you have in the agenda because we were able to downsize that issue and issue fewer bonds. The refunding was just a 3-year term, so it's very short, 2012 through 2014. We refunded the Series 2002 bonds, and one important thing to note, we were doing this refunding purely for debt service savings, so there was no extension of your current debt. Present value savings, normally what we shoot for is a target of roughly 3 to 3.5%. What we were able to achieve today out in the market was approximately 3.7% or $58,000, just over $58,000. As you can see there, we did this through a competitive bid process. Basically, we opened it up where any accredited investor could come in, or accredited bank, investment bank, so on, could come in and provide a bid for these bonds just to try and get as wide a distribution and as wide of an audience as possible. And as you can see there were 5 bidders. BOSC Incorporated was the low bidder at a 0.915%, again for a 3-year term. And then Southwest Securities was a cover at just over 1%, again for a 3-year term. That's a summary of the GO side. On the water and sewer side, this was actually a refunding and a new money water and sewer bond issue, and as you can see there, $13.465 million. Once again, because of the bids that we received, we were actually able to downsize that bond issue fewer bonds than what was originally anticipated. On the new money side, $9.4 million is what we're providing in construction proceeds. That's a 16-year term. That's standard for what the city does with their new money bond issuances. On the refunding portion, approximately $4.2 million. That was a 7-year term. Once again, we did not extend that debt any. And present value savings, if you'll recall, I said 3 to 3.5% was a target. On this one, we had just over 9%, actually closer to 10%, so $448,000 of present value savings. And as you can see there on this particular issue, we had 7 bidders. Southwest Securities was the bid, high bid or low bid, if you want to look at it that way, at 3.108%. If you turn to the second page, I have a summary of your bond ratings. As many of you have probably heard, you actually received 3 upgrades in relation to these 2 issuances. You received double upgrades from Standard & Poor's, so they upgraded you to a AAA on the GO side and on the water and sewer side, so those are obviously equal in the ratings. And then Fitch Ratings upgraded the GO to a AAA as well, and maintain the AA plus rating on the water and sewer side. AAA is as high as you can go, so you are an elite company, to say the least. So once again, AAA on the GO side by both, and on the water and sewer side by S&P. I have here a history. I went back to actually 2000. If you go back to 2000, particularly on the water and sewer side, you were actually 2 full rating categories, not notches, but 2 full rating categories lower than what you are now. So I thought, too, what I would do is talk just a little bit about kind of what factors into those ratings. Basically 4 areas that the rating agencies look at, 4 broad areas. That's demographics, finances, debt, and management. And on S&P, and actually the reports are behind tab D, but I'll just kind of hit the highlights. Strong wealth and income levels, that's obviously on the demographic side. Conservative and sophisticated financial and debt management policies that include long-term budget and capital plans. Very strong general fund reserves coupled with significant revenue-raising flexibility, so on the finance side. On the debt side, manageable debt levels enhanced by rapid principal amortization and moderate additional debt needs. Let me add just a couple of bullet points to that. One of the things, as I said, that you've always done is you've always amortized your new money bonds over 16 years. You're the only city that I know that does that. What that translates into is you pay your debt off faster. Your citizens, therefore, avoid millions of dollars in interest cost by doing that. The other thing that's interesting to note, your net GO debt to taxable assessed valuation, which is something that the rating agencies look at, has actually decreased and has been decreasing for the last 5 or so years. All while in the last 2 years, your tax base has actually decreased. So your debt is very, very manageable. Comparatively speaking, you don't issue a lot of debt, and that's something that has factored into those AAA ratings as well. One thing on the management side, S&P has a separate area, what they call their financial management assessment. Louisville is rated strong, and that is the highest rating that they give on that. So all those things factor into, once again, receiving the AAA rating. It's something to be very proud of. It's something that few cities will ever achieve, and you were able to do that. So I would be remiss if I didn't mention the work that your staff did and has done over the last couple of years. I say couple of years, as long as I've been working with them, which has been 12 to 13 years. But they do a fantastic job talking with the rating agencies. They're always very well prepared. They give them the information they want, and it's not uncommon for your staff to go through and say, here's our presentation, get to the end, say, do you have any questions? They're like, no, that's it. You covered everything. So staff deserves a very big pat on the back. And once again, this is fantastic news, achieving those AAA ratings. So we'll keep working on Fitch. Hopefully we can get all 4 in that AAA category. So with that, I'd be happy to answer any kind of questions you may have. Otherwise, I would recommend approval of both bond issuances.
Any questions, Council? Thank you, Jason. We appreciate the help and guidance you have given us over the years.
One thing I failed to mention, I have Glenn Opal here, so if y'all got some legal questions, you can ask him about it.
Glenn is our bond counsel here, and between the two of you, you've given us excellent advice over the years, and we greatly appreciate that. And as you said, I want to personally recommend, and I think council feels the same way, speak for them, recognize our staff over the work they've done over the last 15 years that I know of anyway, of what they've been doing to work to encourage us as council members to make decisions that would enhance our credit rating, which in turn does save us money, allow us to pay our debt off quicker, and helps the citizens of Louisville by far. I want to thank our city staff for that, and I also want to thank our council, our current council, and our previous councils for the last 10, 15 years that have gone from a A- up to a AAA, the highest rating possible. I think that just shows the number of years of dedicated service, and Brenda, all of your staff, and everybody else, Claude, Don and Steve, everybody, we certainly appreciate everybody's been involved in this. We thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Okay. Councilman Grana?
Just want to make sure the citizens know that item 9 is refinancing the saved money, so it's a very good thing. Move to approve.
Second.
Have a motion to approve by Councilman Grana, a second by Councilman Watts. All in favor? Whoops, I'm sorry. I beg your pardon. Councilor?
This is an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Louisville, Texas, providing for the award and authorizing the issuance and sale of City of Louisville, Texas General Obligation Refunding Bonds, Series 2011, in the aggregate principal amount of $1,605,000, levying a tax and payment thereof, authorizing the execution and delivery of a paying agent registrar agreement and an escrow agreement, calling certain bonds for redemption, approving the official statement, and enacting other provisions relating thereto.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item number 10 is consider and take action on an ordinance providing for the award and authorizing the issuance and sale of City of Louisville, Texas waterworks and sewer system revenue refunding and improvement bonds, Series 2011, providing for the security for and payment of said bonds, authorizing the execution and delivery of a paying agent registrar agreement and an escrow agreement, calling certain bonds for redemption, approving the official statement, and enacting other provisions relating thereto. The issuance of approximately $14,010,000 of City of Louisville, Texas waterworks and water sewer revenue refunding and improvement bonds, Series 2011, will provide funds for refunding the City Series 2000A revenue bonds, new funding for $9.4 million for the Midway Pump Station and Force Main projects and costs associated with the issuance of the bonds. Recommendation is that City Council approve the ordinance providing for the award and authorizing the issuance and sale of City of Louisville, Texas waterworks and sewer system revenue refunding and improvement bonds, Series 2011, providing for the security for and payment of said bonds, authorizing the execution and delivery of a paying agent registrar agreement and an escrow agreement, calling certain bonds for redemption, approving the official statement, and enacting other provisions relating thereto. You just heard Jason speak on item 9. That was also same presentation game for item 10 was the same. So with that, Councilman Durham.
Mayor, move to approve per the recommendation.
Have a motion by Councilman Durham to approve.
Second.
A second by Councilman Thornhill. Councilor?
This is an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Louisville, Texas, providing for the award of and authorizing the issuance and sale of City of Louisville, Texas waterworks and sewer system revenue refunding and improvement bonds, Series 2011, in the aggregate principal amount of $13,465,000, providing for the security for and payment of said bonds, authorizing the execution and delivery of a paying agent registrar agreement and an escrow agreement, calling certain bonds for redemption, approving the official statement, and enacting other provisions relating thereto.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 11 is consideration of ordinance amending the Louisville City Code, Chapter 7, Article 14, seasonal temporary sales activities, by deleting Article 14 and adding new text to the City Code. This item was presented to the City Council on February 4, 2011 at the annual retreat. Direction was given to staff to proceed with the proposed changes. Seasonal temporary sales tend to require significant staff time in monitoring continual violations that are causing safety issues in regards to vehicular and pedestrian traffic. Guidelines are given to the permit applicants and largely are ignored. Therefore, staff is requesting that City Council amend the existing City Code to provide text that strictly prohibits seasonal temporary sales except otherwise exempted by the new ordinance. Recommendation is that Council approve the proposed ordinance as set forth in the caption above. Councilman Thornhill.
Move to approve.
Have a motion by Councilman Thornhill to approve.
Second.
Have a second by Councilman Watts.
Mayor?
Any discussion? Yes.
Yes, sir, I'm sorry. Yeah, a little discussion here. Do we have any presentation on what this is about for the citizens to understand what this means? Can we just have a quick summary?
Eric can provide a summarization. Sure.
Yeah, Steve or Eric? Thank you. And I'm just requesting this because I know there's some citizens out there that want to see this go down, but I want them to know what is exactly happening. So.
Mayor and Council, we did present this at the retreat a while back, and we were proposing to delete the seasonal temporary sales permit that's issued by my department. Generally, the permits are $40, and we've issued probably 36 this last year, something that's been done for a number of years, but this allows roadside vendors to go on private property and set up to sell their goods in the city. Traditionally, this is a lot of work for the inspectors to make sure they're in compliance with the setbacks, the clear vision areas, things of that nature. Products range from furniture to towels to flags to signs to artwork, that type of thing. You had a survey presented in the retreat that showed a number of cities are no longer allowing this due to congestion and due to competition with the stores and the merchants in town. So we feel like it may have run its course. It certainly means that if something comes up that farmers win the state championship, that could come to the council for a variance to set up those special occasions. But staff is proposing at this time to go ahead and prohibit that permit and no longer allow it.
Thank you for mentioning about the competition. That's the point I wanted to have. Thank you, Mayor.
Any further discussion? You need to read this, Councilor?
Yes. This is an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Louisville, Texas, amending Chapter 7, Licenses and Business Regulations of the Louisville City Code by deleting the current language in Article 14, Seasonal Temporary Sales Activities, in its entirety, and replacing it with new language providing for a repealer, providing for severability, providing a penalty, providing an effective date, and declaring an emergency.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Nay.
Motion passes 3-1. Will that have to come back, Councilor?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we'll...
What? Because of the
Not a
emergency
4/5,
provision?
but it is a 3/4, so I didn't know.
Yeah, it does.
No, it has to come back 2 more times.
Sorry about that.
That's all right. That's all
Could change
right.
your vote. Not too late.
Can't change my vote.
It'll come back to it'll come back to council for just 2 more readings. Okay. Item number 12 is consideration of an ordinance repealing Chapter 5.5, flood damage prevention, in the Louisville City Code and providing new provisions relating to flood damage prevention as requested by staff. The Federal Emergency Management Agency, FEMA, has recently completed the new flood insurance study, FIS, and flood insurance rate map, FIRM, for Denton County, including the portion of the city of Louisville within Denton County. The new FIS and FIRM for Denton County will become effective on April 18, 2011, and the FEMA Regional Office must approve the City of Louisville's flood damage protection ordinance referencing the new FIS and FIRM no later than the April 18, 2011 effective date in order for the City of Louisville to avoid suspension from the National Flood Insurance Program. The new FIS and FIRM establish revised flood elevations as well as floodplain and floodway boundaries for the portion of the City of Louisville within Denton County. For the time being, the small portion of the City of Louisville located within Dallas County will be subject to the preliminary Dallas County FIS and FIRM dated September 2010, which is referenced in the ordinance. Recommendation the City Council approve the proposed ordinance as set forth in the caption above. Council? Entertain a motion?
Move to approve. Second.
Have a motion to approve by Councilman Watts, a second by Councilman Durham. Councilor?
This is an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Louisville, Texas, repealing Chapter 5.5, flood damage prevention of the Louisville City Code and providing new provisions relating to flood damage prevention, providing a savings clause, providing for a repealer, providing for severability, providing a penalty, providing an effective date, and declaring an emergency.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 13 is consideration of acceptance of resignation of Rodney Russell from place number 3 on the Planning and Zoning Commission. Declare a vacancy exists and consideration of appointment to the place number 3 on the Planning and Zoning Commission. Rodney Russell has submitted his resignation from place number 3 on the Planning and Zoning Commission due to business commitments effective immediately. The City Council will need to consider a new appointment to fill the vacancy in the place number 3. Recommendation is that the City Council accept the resignation of Rodney Russell from place number 3 on the Planning and Zoning Commission, declare a vacancy exists, and consider appointment to fill the vacancy. Council?
Make a motion that we recognize a vacancy, accept the resignation, declare a vacancy.
Have a motion by Councilman Thornhill to accept the resignation and declare a vacancy exists.
Second.
Have a second by Councilman Grenna. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And what about appointment?
Mayor, I'll go ahead and, first of all, I want to thank all the people that who applied. That's certainly nice to see that people want to help their city. With that said, I'll go ahead and make a nomination for R. Neil Ferguson to fill the vacancy.
Have a motion by Councilman Durham for Mr. Ferguson to fill the vacancy. A second by Councilman Watts. I'm sorry, Grenna.
Keep going.
Rudy, I'm sorry.
David did the motion.
He made the motion. Who made the second?
I did.
Rudy, okay. I'm sorry. Sorry about that, Julie.
That's okay.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
would like to make a comment.
Sure.
I'm in favor of this, too. For those of you that have filled out applications, I really recommend that you go to these meetings. The P&Z committee is one of our premier committees, and they meet twice a month, and it takes a lot of work. I think that, and I appreciate you wanting to come and be a part of it, but go to the meetings, go at least one or two, and update your application to mark that you have attended the meeting so that you know what's going on there. Anything else you want to submit on your application will be reviewed. I think we had a lot of great qualified people, and just wait a couple more months, but go to these meetings and we'll get you on there. And there's going to be some openings coming up, I'm sure. And I really appreciate all the people I spoke to on the phone today, that they really are excited to help out, and I'm looking forward to having you guys join us and work with the city. Thank you.
Right. As Councilman said, we do have some more openings coming up in the month of June. Actually have, I believe, 3 more openings coming up in the month of June. So, and on that board, plus several other boards and commissions in the month of June. Consideration, item number 14 is consideration of appointment of members to the Arts Advisory Board. The City Council approved an ordinance in December 2010 creating an Arts Advisory Board. This board serves as an advisory capacity to the City Council in relation to distribution of the hotel occupancy tax grant and to the Arts Center manager in relation to center programming. Due to the fact that 4 of the 9-member board must meet specified requirements, staff is recommending a list of qualified individuals to serve on this board. Recommendation of the staff is that the council consider appointments to the Arts Advisory Board. Staff did provide each of you with a recommendation for those deals. I think they spent a lot of time and did a good job to find a wide diversity of different organizations and people to fill this need that would have different interests, but all of them would have the main interest of the arts group here in Louisville and our new Arts Center at heart. And I think they did a good job of that. So, council?
Move to approve.
Move to approve. I'm sorry, I'm not hearing who's. John? Thank you.
Yeah,
sir.
move to approve the recommendations made by city staff. And a personal comment, I think they did a great job getting a good cross-section of people on this.
Okay, we have a motion to approve the recommendation of staff by Councilman Grenna.
Second.
A second by Councilman Watts. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 15, consideration of upcoming meeting dates for the city's budget process. City staff has provided a calendar showing the important upcoming dates for council meetings regarding the city's budget process. The budget workshop is recommended to be scheduled for August the 13th. Recommendation that the City Council reviews the proposed calendar, direct city staff regarding any necessary changes, and adopt the calendar. Mr. City Manager, would you kind of go over the timing process and why we have to do the budget process kind of in a narrowed time frame there?
Well, the whole calendar is driven either by state law requirements related to publishing and adoption dates or the city's charter itself. We usually work between both of those to try to identify dates that make the most sense and comply with both of those legal documents. In addition, we have some additional state law affected timelines, such as the date that we received the appraisal roll from Denton Central Appraisal District that influenced the calendar. In the workshop, question was asked about the 13th. There is another date. August 6th is another option. We'd have to change some of the budget calendar around in order to adapt to that date, but there is some degree of flexibility that you could opt for those Saturday dates, either the 6th or the 13th. We recommend the 13th because it gives us a little bit more time to assemble the impacts of the appraisal roll for you so that you aren't rushed into that. We don't receive the appraisal roll until the 25th. So that just gives enough time for us to adapt to that and to generate any other options that council might want subsequent to that appraisal roll being received. So largely it's a process of elimination. We come up with 1 or 2 Saturdays each year.
Okay, council?
Move to approve for the August 13th.
Second. We have a motion to approve by Councilman Thornhill, August 13th, a second by Councilman Grenner. Wait, what? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay. We're down to reports. Nika?
Yes, sir.
Good to have you back, ma'am.
Well, thank you.
I don't think your mic was on. I want people to be sure they heard that.
Really?
There, now it's working.
Just got to get closer to it. Move it closer.
Move it closer.
It's directional.
It's still not working. No.
Spit on it.
Maybe turn it off.
Now?
Now we can hear you. Go over that again, please. This is something important.
Mayor and Council, I just wanted to say that this year, again, the City of Louisville won the best real estate deal, one of the best real estate deals in North Texas. Last year, we were #1 for having the best corporate relocation for MedFusion in North Texas. This year, we won the best transit-oriented development for Hebron 121 station as the #1 project in North Texas. So we're really proud of that. A lot of credit due to you for approving these wonderful projects. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Nika. Bob?
No.
Chief? Ms. Scholar? Chief Kerbo?
No, sir.
Nothing to report at all? We do need rain, don't we? We need rain bad. Donna? Brenda? Mr. Ferris, sir. Got a nice smile on your face. You must be in a good mood tonight, sir. That's good. Mr. Backus? Councilman Durham?
Nothing on that, Mayor.
Councilman Grenna?
Nothing.
Councilman Watt?
No, thank you.
Mr. King?
Mayor, I just want to throw some additional kudos at staff, specifically Brenda Martin and Brian Hogan of the accounting and finance staff. Another item on your agenda, of course, tonight was the CAFR, and things like those AAA ratings don't happen without clean CAFRs. The CAFRs tend to be kind of a boring, technically oriented, highly accounting associated process that frankly, only the accountants, I think, sometimes understand, and there's a lot of complexity associated with that, and to get that kind of clean CAFR year after year after year, and we're not just talking about 1 or 2 years in a row, we're talking dozens in decades of clean CAFRs, so that's a key component in anybody's assessment of the city's financial condition, and I just want to make sure that you understood how that worked. That's primarily Brenda and Brian and the accounting staff, which is a pretty small shop. So,
thank you, sir. Councilman Thornhill?
No, sir.
Councilor?
No.
Judy? Anything? I would just like to say on a personal note, I want to say thank you very much to all the staff, all my friends, all the many citizens who have sent me emails, cards, and phone calls about my mother, and I greatly appreciate that. She is doing much better, and we think we have her situated now, so I thank you very much. It's been very nice. And she said, she's the one that said, you be sure and you tell them I said thank you. So, Mom, when you see this, you'll know I said thank you. We thank you very much. In accordance with Texas Government Code Subchapter D, Section 551.072, property acquisition, and Section 551.087, deliberation regarding economic development negotiations, we now convene into executive session.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Don't wait any day on that.
Yeah, you had to wait.
I told you sooner, yes. Everybody was looking at us and, yes. Did you hear